Uh, Hello everyone, welcome to this problem solving session. We'll start today's session. Are there any doubt from the last session? Okay, fine. Okay, okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, tell me, yeah. Current assignment. Yeah, this week assignment. Okay, we will discuss that current assignment at the last. Okay, okay, fine. Mm, okay, so welcome everyone. We'll start now. So, we will start solve problem related to week 5 assignment. The basically last week we covered mesh voltage nodal analysis. In this session we will cover the mesh analysis. So it is also one of the primary analysis. So in a circuit like you can use any of the analysis, but in some situations like the mesh analysis is preferable if there are lot of series connections or series elements are there, then you can apply the mesh analysis. Okay, so let's start. So in this problem, so basically in the mesh analysis, you the first step is you write like you identify the message. So covering all the element, you write down the current in each message. So say like this in this circuit, like I have written this as I1, the current in this mesh and current in this mesh. Okay, so now to so the problem statement of this problem is set up the mesh analysis equation in for the circuit above, enter the this R matrix we need to enter. Wait, R matrix we need to enter, and then we need to find out like how much is the power dissipated in the resistor Rx. Okay, so if this R matrix is this and B matrix is this, we need to find the what is the power dissipation. So basically to find the power dissipated in like any resistors or any component, either we need to find the voltage across that component and current. Okay, so but for register, so the relation which hold is equals to V equals to I times R. So if we know uh, like we can replace this I as V by R, so this power will be equals to V square by R. Okay, so then our like our simple our the current equation will get like if we get the current or voltage across the resistor, we can get the power. So our basic idea in this problem is to find current, because here we assume the current in the each mesh as an independent variable. So we need to find the what is the value of I1, I2 and I3. Okay, so so similar to like earlier case, previous case, we have written the node voltage equation G into V equals to V matrix equals to I matrix. Okay, so similar to that that equation we will write here R matrix into I matrix equals to V matrix. Okay, and we are provided V and we are provided R. We will solve the system of linear equation. Then we will take the inverse of this matrix. So I will be equals to R of R matrix inverse V. So basically to find the I matrix, we need to find the R inverse. So in today's class, the main objective of uh, our discussion will be to find the R matrix. Okay, so is that clear? Okay, so let's move on. So let's say the current in this mesh is I1, current in this mesh is I2, current in this mesh is I3. So after this step, step 2 will be to apply KVL in each of the meshes, and you need to take care like how the current is flowing. So due to this mesh, the current in this resistor, this I1 is flowing this direction, and current due to this mesh is flowing the opposite direction. So what is the net current flowing in this resistor will be I1 minus I2 in downward direction. If you take the upward direction as your reference direction, then you can take I2 minus I1 also. Okay, so let's see, let's write let's say this as a reference node, and we start writing the mesh current equation in mesh 1. So let's call M1. So now we'll start from here. So now there is a voltage gain in the voltage. So 3.4 uh, 3.4 volt minus the drop across this will be uh, I1 times 1 kilo ohm minus I1 times in this 500 ohm resistor, I1 times 500 ohm minus uh, this the current in this 1 kilo ohm resistor from downward direction is I1 minus I2. So it will be I1 minus I2 times 1 kilo ohm. Then from here to here there is a drop of 13.6 volt. So now minus 13.6 volt equals to 0. So now let's rearrange the terms. So now let's just see minus so this I1 is there and this I1 is there. So this is zero point 0.5 I1 and this is 1 I1, this is 1 I1, this is 0.5 I1. So it becomes 2.5 times I1, and then this minus sign become positive, plus I1 plus 0 times I3. So this is I2 plus 0 times I3 equals to this 13.6 minus uh, uh, 3.4. So it will be equals to 10.2 volt. Okay, so this is our equation 1. Similarly, in the case of mesh 2, so let's call it M2, we will write the equation with similar to previous case. We will start from here. uh, we go along this direction, along the direction of I2, then we will start like if we may move here to here, we get the, yes, someone has raised the question. Yeah, raise someone. Yeah, okay. Sorry, your voice is not. Yeah, hello. Okay, so in this case, we need to find the power dissipated. First, we need to find the resistance matrix, R matrix, and then we need to find the power dissipated in the resistor Rx. So this is Rx resistor. So this is Rx resistor. We need to find the power dissipated in this resistor. Okay, is that clear? These are like just if you write the mesh current equation, then these are like these are the coefficient of I1 this, like similarly the G matrix was coefficient of B vector. So suppose we have three currents, so our like the element of this R, this R matrix will be R11, R12, R13, R21, R22, R23, then it will be R31, R32, R33, multiply by this I1, I2, I3 current. So I1, I2, I3. Okay. So then that will be equals to V1, V2, V3. Okay. So that is the meaning of this R matrix. Okay. Is that clear? Okay. Okay, so now let's write for the KVL equation for this mesh 2. So this will be, so if we move from here to here, then we get the voltage gain of 13.6 volt. So this will be equals to plus 13.6. Then we will take the, if we are, okay, so if we are moving in this direction, then the current will be I2 minus I1. So we are moving in this direction, then minus I2 minus I1 times 1 kilo ohm. Then we need to move, then we are here, we need to move from here to here, then the current will be minus uh, this, the current due to this mesh will be flowing the I2 in this 500 kilo ohm resistor, it will be I2, so minus I2 times 0.5 kilo ohm minus this, the current in this direction will be this I2 minus I3, the current forced by this mesh minus current opposite current forced by this mesh. So it will be equals to 1 kilo ohm times I2 minus I3. Then it will be um, minus 13 minus 3.4 minus 3.4 equals to 0. So now let's rearrange the terms. So now this I2, this I2 and this I2 will become minus 2.5 times I2. Then this I1 will becomes minus this minus will become plus. So I1 times 1k, and then this I3, so it will be 0.5 times I3, so minus 0.5 times I3. So now this 13.6 minus 3.4, it's equals to uh, uh, it will be equals to 10.2. Okay, equals to 0. So now let's take the other term to the right hand side. If we let's move to next page. So our equation has become uh, minus uh, minus 2.5 times I2 uh, plus 1 times I1 plus 1 time I1 minus 0.5 times I3 equals to minus 10.2. So this sign will be we can multiply by minus sign, or you can write like that only also. So we can multiply by minus sign, so then it will become 2.5 times minus, sorry, let's arrange the term. So minus 1 times I1 plus 2.5 times I2 minus uh, no yeah, plus 0.5 times I3 equals to 10.2. This is our equation 2. Similarly for Mesh 3 we need to write the same equation. So we will move from here we will start, and then we will move along this board. So 3.4. So now we are moving since in this direction, and clockwise direction. So this current in this direction will be I3 minus I2. So now we will write the equation as 3.4 minus I3 minus I2 times 1k. Then we will write this in this mesh, this current will be I3 and same this current. So it will be minus 0.5k times I3 minus 1k 1k times I3 minus it will be 6.4. So minus 6.8 volt equals to 0. So now let's rearrange the term. So it will become this minus minus will become plus. So this will become I2 plus uh, this will become 2.5. So minus 2.5 times I3. Then it will become this minus 6.8 minus 3.4. It will become minus 3.4 equals to 0. So now our equation has become 0 times I1 plus uh, just plus 2.5 times I uh, no 0 times I1 plus 1 times I2 plus 2.5 times I3 equals to 3.4. So this is our third equation. Okay. So now let's I have taken the this minus 3.3 3.2, right? Yeah, sorry, yeah, thank you for correcting. It's minus 3.2. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so now this is our equation 1 2 and 3. So let's write this equation also like this first equation. So it was minus 2.5 times I1 plus I2 plus 0 times I3. Yeah, Abhi has question. Yeah, tell me. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I think it will be 3.4, but I was saying there you had put minus sign, then you take plus
Where okay
minus 2.5 minus 2.5 I3 was there.
okay, oh, sorry, yeah, yeah, this is minus 2.5. Okay, so this
Yes,
is
yes.
yeah, this is 3.4, this is correct. Okay, so okay, yeah, thank you for correcting. So this is our third equation. Let's copy the first equation also. So minus 2.5 times I1 plus I2 plus, so it is minus 2.5 times I1 plus I2 plus 0 times I3 equals to 10.2. So it is 10.2 volt. So now let's write this equation in terms of matrix. So now uh, if we write the equation, this is the first equation. You can choose any equation as first 1 2 3. You will get the corresponding like element. So this is minus 2.5. So coefficient of I1, and then it will so coefficient of I2 is 1 and the coefficient of I3 is 0. Then equation 2, coefficient of I1 is 0, coefficient sorry, this is equation 3. So in the second equation the coefficient of I1 is minus 1, the coefficient of I2 is 2.5, the coefficient of I3 is 0.5. And the third equation, the coefficient of I1 is 0, coefficient of I2 is 1, and the coefficient of I3 is minus 2.5. Okay, so then it will become right side, the term will be uh, so it will become 10.2, uh, 10.2 and 3.4. So this multiply by I matrix, sorry, yeah, let's just erase this pointer option. Let's, so, okay, so this multiply by I matrix, so that is our I1, I2, I3. We can take a small I, because we have assumed a small I. Okay, equals to this will be equals to 10.2, then 10.2, then 10.2, 3.4, yeah, so it will be equals to 3.4. So now the process of finding I1, I2, I3 is similar to exactly what we have done in the previous class. Okay, so just wait, yeah, let me just, okay, so just wait. Okay, so now we need to find the inverse of this matrix, multiply by this right hand side term, and then we can find this I1, I2, I3. So let's this matrix is minus, this matrix is minus 2.5, uh, 1 0 1 0, then it is minus 1 2.5 0.5, so minus 1 2.5 0.5, then it is 0 1 minus 2.5, is 0 1 minus 2.5 equals to, so now to find the inverse of this matrix, we need to do same like the we need to find the adjoint of the A inverse will be uh, adjoint of A divided by determinant of A. Okay, so what is the adjoint of A? Adjoint of A is like the cofactor matrix of A, cofactor matrix of A, which is like the cofactor element of cofactor ij will be equals to minus 1 to the power I plus j, multiply by aij, uh, just multiply by the minor of aij, minor, multiply by minor of aij. So what is the minor? So if we so suppose we want to find the minor of this matrix, so we remove this element, and what is the determinant of this matrix is our minor of so that is and the transpose, we need to take transpose of this matrix. So if you can find this matrix inverse, and then our like I1, I1, I2, I3 will be known, then you put now in this across the 500 ohm resistance, the current is flowing is I2. So to get the power dissipated in the 500 ohm resistance, we need to multiply I2 square times R, which will be equals to I2 we can find from finding this one, and multiply by R is 500 ohm, and that will be, that current is in milliwatt, that will be in like the, if we take in the kilo ohm, then we can find this current in uh, uh, milliwatt, power will be in milliwatt if we take as the in the kilo ohm, resistance uses that kilo ohm, current in the milliampere, then the unit will be in milliwatt. Okay, Okay, so yeah, so okay, so you can do the calculation, right? Okay, so is there any confusion in writing this equation? Any doubt? Like even single, very small, because this is very fundamental. You need to write like lot of complex equation as you move next in the course. So this you should have very clear idea about like how to write, or is there any confusion like uh, about any sign? Even one sign mistake will cause you like wrong answer actually. So be very clear in your mind that you are very clear with the equation you have written. Okay, so if there are any questions, please let me know. Yeah.
Sir, I have only one question about this.
Huh.
Sir, if I write the KVL equations around all the three loops
Mm-hmm.
and then I write resistance matrix on that,
Mm-hmm.
so in between in writing the equations, if I have multiplied by minus,
Mm.
so they will be resistance like you have written like R11 is minus 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
Someone can get 2.5.
Mm.
Then if in question it is asked that R11, what is the R11? Then sir, will it affect our answers or no?
Okay, so yeah, actually, the similar to previous case, there can be multiple answers. So someone can write like after multiplying minus term. So this is not per se unique. So you can get different answers, but you can ask like if your like answer is like incorrect in the exam, then you can ask for like it's like generally convention is like the right side voltage you take positive and multiply the sign in the other direction, because right side voltage matrix you take positive, but it's convention only. There is nothing written rule. You will get finally the your convention will be reflected in your I1 I2 I3. If you can take like someone, this I have said you like the current direction is this one, you can argue that I am taking, let's take a different color. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 So so no, like the this this element of this matrix is na, these are not actual resistance actually. This is just the resistance matrix. So this is called the resistance matrix because their unit is of ohm. Okay, it's not these R11 and R22. These are not actual resistance actually. So this,
Yes, sir.
okay. So you will get resistance
Sir,
if, yeah, so you will get the whatever the term resistance is asked, you will get the positive only. Whatever the sign convention you take, whatever the direction you will take, that will be positive only. That you should be clear. So if the resistance is, yeah, sorry, yeah.
sir, is it the convention that the source vector will always be positive? Then whatever will be the R11, R22 will take that,
uh, like
be it a negative or positive.
uh, it is like convention it is followed, but it's not like you can take negative also, you can solve it by negative also, you can get the same I1 I2 I3 if you multiply
Yes,
also.
so overall answer will be same. Yes.
Over, yeah, so if you sum up in that case also, like if r like suppose some resistance is r1 like, then if it is talked about the resistance, then it should come always positive. So this should be clear. The element of R matrix can be negative, but your resistance is always positive.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, yes. Okay. So, okay. Any other question? So you can like if you write this equation in terms of like suppose this I take R1, R2, R3, all the resistance if I label, then this R1, R11, R12, this will come in the terms of resistance. But the thing is you should not put the resistance as negative. So you should put resistance always as a positive. The minus sign will be compensated with the direction in like change in the current direction or change in the voltage polarity. In the case, this case we already know. So the all the negative sign and other sign, suppose you have taken some assumption, like I have said this, the current direction in this mesh should be this, you can take like this also. So you can take I1 in this direction, I2 in this direction, I3 in this direction. So once you after you solve whatever the other direction you can you have taken, the sign will be negative. Or you can take mix of, like you can take I1 in this direction, I2 in this direction, and I3 in this direction. Any combination you can take, but the final answer won't matter, like final answer it will come the same. So whatever the initial assumption you take, the final answer will remain the same. Is that clear? So better, like convention is like you take all the in the same direction because it is easier to follow. But you can take you can do this exercise even like at your home, you try taking in other direction and see if the you are getting the same answer or not. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's move to next problem. Okay, so now instead of this problem is similar to earlier problem, but uh, similar to like previous assignment, or this is the classical case of dependent voltage source. Okay, so now we need to find this dependent voltage source. So okay, so now this dependent voltage source, this current dependent voltage source is there. So now this have been written. So this is 1 kilo ohm times Ix. What is the Ix in this branch? That is the some like difference of, so Ix, first you write the equation of Ix. So before starting writing the mesh loop, you write the equation of Ix. So Ix will be current going in this direction is I3 minus current going in this direction, opposite direction will be I2. So this is our Ix. So whenever the terms Ix will come, we will write I3 minus I2. Okay, so that is all the main thing about the dependent voltage source. Now let's just write the KVL equation for first mesh. I will go through quickly. So I take the reference node here. So I'll start from here. So this M1. Okay. So this is 2 volt minus I1 times 1 time 1k times I1 minus this in this resistance minus 1k times I1 in this from here to here, this minus 1k times this will be equals to I1 minus I2. Okay, so this will be equals to this current in this is I1 and current in opposite direction is I2. So now this will be equals to I1 minus I2 minus from here to here there is a drop because this positive sign is positive voltage and negative sign is negative voltage. So here to here the voltage drop is 1k times Ix. So this is 1k times Ix equals to 0. So what is our Ix? We replace the Ix is this, we replace as I3 minus I2. Okay, so now let's just simplify this. So uh, 2 volt minus, this is I1 minus 2 times I1 minus 3 times I1, so minus 3 times I1 plus 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 1 times I2. No, this will be so this I2, this I2 will be cancelled by this I2, so it will become uh, so only the term will remain, the I3, so it will be equals minus 1k times I3 equals to 0. So we can take out this, we can rearrange, so it will be equals to 3 times I1 plus 1 times I3 equals to 2 volt. Okay, so similarly we need to write the other equation. So this is our first equation. Now for mesh M2, so we need to write, we again start from here. So now mesh M2, we will get the gain in the 1k Ix voltage. So we will reach here at this point. So it will be equals to 1k times Ix, 1k times Ix minus this, the drop across this resistor. So we are going here to here, so the drop across this resistor will be 1k times I3 minus, sorry, I2 minus I1 plus the drop across, minus drop across this resistor. So this will be equals to minus 1k times I2 minus this drop across this resistor, 1k resistor, so it will be equals to 1k times I2 minus I3, 1k times I2 minus I3 minus this, just wait, yeah, minus uh, 8 volt equals to 0. Okay, so now this Ix we will replace I2 minus I3. So now this Ix we will replace as I3 minus I2. So this I3 minus I2 and this I3 minus I2 will be summed up. So it will becomes 2 times I3 minus I2. So minus, this will become minus, this I2 will be added up, so minus 2 times I2 plus I1 equals to 8 volt. So it will be equals to I1 minus uh, this 4 times I2 plus 2 times I3 equals to 8 volt. This is our equation 2. Similarly, you can write the equation for other loop. So same other, next the method is same. So is that, should I leave as a homework? You can do like the procedure is same. Yeah. Ix is 2.56 centimeter. Yeah, you can verify. Everyone, please verify this answer at your. You can try at the home. Yeah. So okay. So is there any doubt in this? Like dependent voltage source, if there comes, then we will move to slightly different concept. Dependent. When there is a current source present, then we will move to that problem. Okay. So is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, okay, fine. So now let's just move to what happens, how to write the mesh equation if there is a current source present. So doesn't matter whether is a dependent current source or independent current source. If the current source is present, then we need to apply, like there is a concept of called super mesh. So what is the meaning of the super mesh? So while writing the KVL loop, in the case of super mesh, we don't go in this branch. So we write the KVL loop by removing this branch, because this current in this branch we know. So this is fixed. Okay. So we write the current, and then we write the without, like without, we can write this equation like without writing without without going into this much. So we won't go like while writing. Now let's just start writing. Okay. So now first we will write the current for this loop. So now this, for this case, this I2 current is going in this direction and I3 current is going this direction, and the total current in this branch is in the super mesh is 2.2 milliampere. So this will be equals to I2 minus I3 equals to 2.2 milliampere. So similar to our earlier voltage dependent source, this is our equation. Okay. So now this is our the very first equation. Okay. So now let's write the first mesh. So first mesh will be very similar to our earlier case. So it will be equals to 2.2 minus this 2 plus 2 4 times I1. I am writing very quickly, minus this uh, 2 times I1 minus I2 minus 4.4 volt equals to 0. So this will become minus 6 times I1 plus 2 times I2. This minus 2.2 right side, it will become 2.2. Okay. This is our second equation. Now the second mesh, we earlier we were travel in this mesh. Now we won't go into this mesh. So let me take different color. So earlier we were travel across this mesh. Okay. So now we won't travel across this mesh, we will travel in this direction. Okay. So now let's just write for second equation. So this from start from here, 0 to 4.4 volt. So 4.4 minus 2 times 2k times uh, I2 minus I1 plus minus this minus 2k times I2. Then we will go in this direction. So this 2k plus 2k 4k, so minus 4k times I3 minus 17.6 volt equals to 0. So now let's adjust. So it will become uh, it will become minus 2k times I1 plus 2k times I1 minus 4k times I2 minus 4k times I3 equals to 17.6 minus 4.4 is around 2 13.2. Okay. So this is our third equation. So similar to our previous case, you can solve this equation. So instead, so this is our first equation, this is our second equation, this is our third equation. You can solve like the similar case. So basic, the most fundamental thing is you don't need to travel in this mesh. So this is called super mesh concept. Okay. So is there any confusion? Any confusion regarding this? Okay, if there are no, in this answer, like we need to find the power delivered by the current source. Okay, so power delivered by the current source. So we need to find like what is the what is the voltage across the current source, what is the voltage across the current source, and what is like the voltage across current source multiply by the current supplied by the current source. So uh, so this is the current source, so here it is 0, and we will find, after finding all the current, we will find the voltage at this node. To get the power delivered, we need to multiply v multiply by like v1 minus v2 multiply by uh, the uh, this the this voltage minus this voltage, v0 minus v1 multiply by the current equals will be our power delivered. Okay, is that clear? Okay, so if there are no further questions, let's just move. Okay, so now this problem is in the circuit about determine the contribution of only the 4 voltage source to Vx. Uh, so so contribution to 4-volt voltage source to Vx. So to find the contribution due to only 4 voltage source, we need to disable all the voltage source. So this we will put it to 0, and then we will write the mesh equation with the 14 voltage. So this voltage source we will short, this voltage we will short, and we will write the mesh equation, and the whatever the Vx you will find, that will be the contribution due to this voltage. So that is the superposition theorem. You may study in the next class, or may have studied. So this dependent voltage source will be there. We need to disable only the independent voltage source. Okay, so this writing the KVL equation is quite simple. Previous to it is more simpler than earlier case, because this voltage source becomes 0. We need to write only the voltage term comes in this equation. Okay, is that clear? Yeah. Abhi, yeah. Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, if we off all the voltage and current sources,
Hmm.
there will be only 4-volt independent source and this dependent source.
Ha, yeah.
So the contribution of this 4-volt source on Vx will only be there, or this dependent source will also contribute to Vx?
No, you need to take care of the dependent voltage source also. No, no. So that is actually this dependent voltage source is actually the dependence dependent on this branch current. So it is not independent source actually. So only the independent source you need to consider while writing the contribution. You don't need to disable the dependent voltage source.
Yes, sir, we will don't disable, but they will both be there, the independent 4-volt source
Mhm.
and this dependent source. So I am asking that when I will calculate,
Mhm.
so will it there be a contribution of this dependent source on Vx?
It will be this voltage source actually, so that will depends on like like superposition theorem. If you disable all the sources, okay, so then current will be 0. Is that clear? Yeah. So now if you enable this source, then the current, this source is only driving this current in this branch. No, this is just reflection of, this may be some element. So this ix, 4 times ix will be some linear element. So this may be some resistors or some other passive component only. It won't be active component actually. So this won't drive. Similar to like your transistors, like suppose the transistors, if we draw the equivalent voltage or equivalent diagram, so this is like this. They we can model the transistors in this way, like this is H parameter model. So this suppose this is Vx, so this value of this dependent voltage source is GmVx. So while writing the model, we need to find the value of this dependent source. So this transistor can't drive itself any other circuit, because this is passive element only. But you need to consider if something is driving this transistors, then you need to consider this. Is that clear?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, so actually the dependent voltage source is, it can't drive anything. If you disable all the independent voltage source, then uh, if you disable all, then it will become zero. The current due to the independent also will become zero. So this will be short only. But if you are driving with some element, then it will be driven by that. Okay. So be careful in mind, you need to disable only the independent voltage source. So suppose if parallelly, if the current source, uh, current, let me ask you a question. So suppose this I1 current source is there. So now to disable, now I asked like what is the contribution of this 4 volt voltage source, how you will disable this current source, can anyone tell?
Same open circuit.
Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, good. So we just, you need to disable this current source, you just need to open circuit this. Wherever the current source comes, you just open circuit that. Okay. So yeah, so now like this problem is similar to the earlier one. So in the circuit above, the combination between A and B is shown. Okay, so this is like this circuit is earlier one only. So the combination shown in the blue must be substituted by the voltage source of V sub shown in figure B, this figure. Use any method you wish, uh, preferably use mesh analysis. You could also yeah, so previous solution. So in this solution, basically what it is asked, so this the element between A and B point, you need to find the equivalent voltage. Okay, so you need to replace with the equivalent voltage source. So after finding this current in this branch, and once we know the voltage generated due to this voltage source, we will find the voltage between these two nodes. Similar to if you solve the previous equation, this circuit is similar to previous only. Whatever the voltage between VA and VB we will get, that will be, if we substitute that voltage with the this independent source, then that will be our the value of V sub. Okay, so this is very simple problem. So basically, so all the this resistive element, you need to find the equivalent voltage source, equivalent voltage source. Okay, so is that clear? Is there any confusion in this? So all the solution and other part is same, you just need to find the voltage between, because after solving the mesh you will know I1, I2, I3. So you will know the current in this branch, and if you know the Ix, then you know the voltage of this dependent voltage source. So this, so VAB will be equals to minus, suppose this is 1k times I1 minus I2 plus uh, this 1k times 1k times Ix. So this you need to calculate, and this is the uh, substituted voltage source. Okay. Is there any confusion in this? Okay, someone wrote a comment. Nice explanation. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, so similar to this, we need to find the this R substitute. So basically, we need in this element we need to find the voltage between this, and we know the current in this branch. So that is I1 minus I2. Okay, so now we need to divide the uh, voltage VAB divided by I1 minus I2. That will be our R substitute. So the main idea is like how you can replace this total element by the by an a a resistance only, so that it don't won't disturb the current in the other branch. So you need to find the equivalent of this resistance, whatever the equivalent resistance, which produces the same voltage and same current. Okay. Okay, so this is also a very similar problems like we have did. So here you need to apply the super mesh concept, like earlier we have solved this, wrote the equation for this. Then you can just here you just need to find the VAB and I in this branch. Okay. Okay, so thank you so much for listening. Okay, so let me just stop the recording. Then we will look at your question.